Chaos fuels spectacle. Exposes corruption.
Attention entrants. Federal enforcement protocols activate at midnight. Contestants must evade designated drone zones to remain in play.
If you see them, dial 911. Tonight, the game's end.
Now to the ground zero of immigration chaos and fraud that's costing American taxpayers billions of dollars. Tim Walz's Minneapolis is in turmoil tonight after President Trump took decisive action that Democrats never saw coming. He terminated temporary protected status for Somalis, launched ICE operations in the Twin Cities, and the crackdown is only just beginning. Now, here's what's happening right now. On November 21st, Trump announced immediate termination of TPS for Somalis in Minnesota, affecting approximately 705 individuals under that nationwide program. Yesterday, DHS suspended all immigration applications from 19 countries, freezing green cards, citizenship, and asylum processing. That same day, 8 immigration judges were fired at 26 Federal Plaza in New York, including Assistant Chief Judge Emania Khan. The message is clear. The era of open borders and rubber stamp approvals is over. And let's talk about why Minneapolis is ground zero. The Feeding Our Future scandal. $250 million in federal child nutrition funds stolen. 78 people indicted. Over 50 convicted. The DOJ called it the largest COVID fraud scheme in the country, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just announced an investigation into whether stolen funds ended up in the hands of al-Shabaab terrorists in Somalia. Tim Walz oversaw the entire disaster as governor. And some more breaking news, though, from the mining sector. AmeriCorps Resources has just made a major move acquiring the Trinity Silver Project from Newmont. Newmont took shares in AmeriCorps as part of that transaction. Now, that's a nearly $100 billion company backing this play. Now, Trinity is no speculation. It's a historic Nevada silver mine with 5 million ounces of past production and geological data pointing to 28 million ounces still waiting. Nevada remains one of the most mining-friendly jurisdictions on the planet, and AmeriCorps already controls 800,000 ounces in stockpile. At $50 silver, that stockpile alone represents $40 million in contained metal. Several times the company's current market cap. Stock price, ready for this? Under 25 cents right now. Silver prices, all-time highs. If you want to find out more, get a stake. The link is in the description. But here's where it gets really explosive. DHS just announced Operation Catahoula Crunch, surging federal agents into New Orleans to target violent criminal aliens protected by sanctuary politicians. In New York, 8 immigration judges at 26 Federal Plaza fired on Monday, gutting the judicial pipeline that rubber-stamped asylum claims for years. Governor Gavin Newsom, he's refusing to honor an ICE detainer for an illegal alien who killed an 11-year-old boy after being deported 4 times. At the same time, Ilhan Omar is screaming racism while calling for Trump's impeachment. The machine is officially breaking down. Oh yes, Ilhan Omar is freaking out. We have this. This is from Laura Loomer. She says, denaturalize Ilhan Omar 7 hours ago. Breaking 911 posting the video. Ilhan Omar.
No, don't waste your...
Congresswoman, do you agree with President Trump's assumption that you married your brother to get citizenship?
3,500 yards.
Have you begun packing your bags for Somalia yet, Congresswoman Omar?
Not going anywhere.
So you're not?
No, don't waste your energy on me.
Do you have a message for President Trump?
I will be here probably longer than Trump.
Wait, do you have a message for President Trump?
I am like a quarter of his age.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say to
He's
him?
an old man losing his mind. I don't know why he's obsessed with me.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Congresswoman.
Yeah, I hope he gets help.
Thank you.
That was gold.
Citizenship.
3,500.
Do you agree with President Trump's assumption that you married your brother to get citizenship?
3,500 yards.
She just getting asked directly the question.
Have you begun packing your bags for Somalia yet, Congresswoman Omar?
Not going anywhere.
So you're not-
Have you begun packing your bags? Oh my God. I love this guy. Oh my goodness. I love this guy. I don't know who that reporter is one of Loomer's reporters. Oh, solid gold, dude. Whoever you are. God bless you. You deserve a medal. A medal of honor. Presidential Medal of Honor. We have this more from the Somali, the representative, Somali representative. She's not a U.S. representative. She represents Somalia. Ilhan Omar went off at President Trump, calling him a racist, a bigot and a xenophobe, Islamophobic. He says he's going to stop Muslim immigration. He's going after the black immigrants.
Nationals of this. He's always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not.
See, that's not what he said. You know that's not what he said. All right? He picked out problem nations and said, you're not coming in. Those nations happen to be majority Muslim nations, but he didn't target Muslim people. He targeted terrorist nations.
Surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country, and it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim. But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
I agree. I love the tweet.
Until your marriage records are fully vetted. 6 hours ago, Glenn Beck writes, why would the mayor of Minneapolis speak Somali to immigrants who love America? Aren't they proud to be here, learn English, become American? Or did Jacob Frey just admit that many have no plans to assimilate? He says, I doubt the Democrats care either way. It's all just politics to them.
English. I mean,
to our Somali community. Daman Shabka, Somaliyed Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Kuji Janila Hai, Waan, Ku Gereb, Taganahan.
Oh, God. At least practice it in the mirror first.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's like me doing it. It's like me. That's like me speaking English. I mean, that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And to follow that, or to precede that with, that's just un-American. We're going to support every member of our community that's un-American. And so to our Somali community, you mean the American community that has been here for decades? Why are you speaking Somalian to them? Why? Have they not melted in? No, because we're a salad bowl. We're not a salad bowl. You want a salad bowl, go over to Europe and you'll have that delicious salad that will not satiate any kind of hunger ever. We're a melting pot, which would imply that you speak English, especially when you say, everybody here, they're great Americans. They're great Americans. Great. So let me say in English, because I know you're learning English. Oh, you're not learning English. Oh, okay. Well, that's right. We're a salad bowl. That's un-American.
Oh, Glenn Beck. You funny guy. You funny guy. Here's Gavin Newsom refusing to honor the ICE detainer for an illegal alien who killed an 11-year-old boy. Hector Balderas Aguilar was previously removed 4 times before he illegally re-entered the country and killed an 11-year-old boy in a hit-and-run on Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. 11-year-old Aiden Antonio Torres de Paz was attempting to retrieve a soccer ball outside of his residence in El Segundo, California. When he was run over by a vehicle, Aiden died from his injuries the following day on Thanksgiving morning. The question asks, when will Gavin Newsom stop releasing criminals into our neighborhoods and putting American lives at risk? Here's the news as it broke.
And is now. It happened last week in California, just outside of San Diego. DHS saying the suspect is from Mexico and has been deported out of the U.S. 4 times. Back in Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt picks up the story from there. Jonathan, hello to you.
Good morning, Bill. The tragic bottom line here is that on Thanksgiving morning last week, a mom had to say goodbye to her 11-year-old son, who died in the hospital hours after being hit as he played in the street. Aiden Antonio Torres de Paz was chasing a soccer ball with another friend when he was struck by a car that officials say was being driven by Hector Balderas Agilor, who did not stop and simply drove away from the scene. It's unclear at this point whether Balderas was speeding at the time. He was eventually arrested on November 29 and is now charged with felony hit and run causing death or injury. Department of Homeland Security officials say 44-year-old Balderas is an illegal immigrant from Mexico who had previously been deported on 4 separate occasions, 3 times in 2004 and again in 2010 when that mugshot you see was taken. And DHS says they filed an immigration detainer because, quote, sanctuary laws threaten to put this killer back onto California streets. Immigration detainers are requests from DHS for local authorities to notify ICE if and when a person is going to be released from local custody. Law enforcement agencies in California have in the past rejected such requests. And in response to the DHS, California Governor Gavin Newsom's office issued that statement, reading in part, quote, the federal government admits a failure to apprehend the suspect when he unlawfully entered the U.S., but California law does not prevent them from acting now. The San Diego County Sheriff's Office is currently holding Balderas Agilor in custody on $100,000 bond. He's due in court later today, Bill, to be arraigned.
Unreal. More blood on their hands. Congress is pushing a new bill. Caroline Levitt, 12 hours ago. There's a fan page. Congress is pushing a new bill that would permanently bar anyone who enters the U.S. illegally from ever getting a work permit, asylum, or green cards or citizenship. Minneapolis police chief is demanding Somalians and residents call 911 on ICE if they start arresting third world migrants with a mask on and accuse them of kidnapping. The Minneapolis police chief is demanding Somalians and residents call 911 on ICE. Are you freaking kidding me?
As much information, folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else, that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is, a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police officers.
Unbelievable.
Folks that are masked.
Unfreaking believable. That's the Minneapolis police chief, folks. Somalis in Minneapolis are freaking out after being stopped by federal officials checking citizenship status.
So I'm a citizen of this country, and they take me off and they hold me, they detain me here. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. These guys are so stupid. I don't know what they're talking.
They check what they want to see.
my passport. I give my ID, I give my passport ID, everything. They didn't want to listen to me. They want to talk to their supervisors.
And you said they take interview. I don't know why they take interview here.
They asking me, have you been interviewed or what? I said, no, I haven't been interviewed. They said they're going to take interview and soon as you come, they said it's going to be hot, so they just run off. They took it off. Because of you guys, they just they didn't want you to involve with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I get your name, or do you want to give that?
My name is Ali.
Can you spell it?
Ali, and last name Dahir.
Can I just tell how long you've been in the country?
Excuse me?
How long have you been in the country? I'm just curious.
Telling me what? 25 years.
Yeah.
I'm a citizen of this country, and they take.
Well, I guess they're just trying to do their due diligence, right? Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey says Trump not wanting Somali fraudsters in the United States violates the moral fabric of what we stand by in this country. Are you serious?
Longer than he's wrong, and we want them here. Somali people have been an extraordinary benefit. I'll say it again. Somali people have been a benefit to our city for longer than I have been in our city. They have started businesses and created jobs. They have added to the cultural fabric of what Minneapolis is. They were welcoming to me when I first came out to Minneapolis. In fact, they were one of the first groups that I myself got to know. To, again, villainize an entire group is ridiculous under any circumstances.
Well, President Trump is trying to get to the bottom of the fraud. If this is all just called multiculturalism, then perhaps we've already moved far beyond the point where we could ask which cultures truly uphold American dignity, women's rights. Some questions only go clearer with time. Your thoughts? What's this about?
Public excusing the behavior and saying he's an upstanding family values guy on behalf of the Somali community, saying he was a devoted family man and outgoing person, made everyone in the community's life better, his love for his family and kids. And like everyone else migrating to America, he has faced the challenge of starting over in a new culture by learning English, adjusting to a fast-paced system, and raising children. So the grape of a child is really just a cultural difference.
Ooh, that stings. That definitely stings. Jesse Waters' research shows Democrats dumped all the Somalis into Minneapolis because they needed a voting bloc there. Democrats imported them, gave them social security numbers, signed them up for welfare, and in return, they all vote Democrat.
It's not like this is another crazy story. Somalia, terrible place, civil war. Clinton comes in, Black Hawk Down, feels guilty, says the way we're going to do this, we'll just bring them all here, and just starts paroling tens of thousands of Somalians into Minnesota. Now, why Minnesota of all places? It's not warm. It's not like New York City. It's because the Latin American migrants hadn't gotten there yet. So the business community was like, let's send them to Minneapolis because that'll keep profits up and keep the wages down. And then we could all pat ourselves on the back and say diversity is our strength, right? So everybody gets social security numbers and everybody gets welfare. And they form this huge voting bloc in the city. I think it's 80,000 Somalians are in the state of Minnesota and they all vote Democrat. And so who figured this whole thing out? Wasn't just New York Times, wasn't just Chris Rufo. Doge. What did we hear in the beginning of the year? That criminals were ripping off nonprofits. They were just stealing money. Dana's right. They happened in New York. It happened in LA. Remember they had, was it $24 billion for the homeless? You don't think this is happening in every city across the country? That's where the money's going. Democrats are always so worried about inflation and the social welfare net. It's because criminals are stealing it and they won't do anything about it. And they didn't do anything about it because of racism. This is another crazy story. Somalia,
Racism.
Terrible place.
Racism. Huh. Let's keep going. We got some more here. CBS New York confirming the Trump administration has fired 8 immigration judges.
Is here in the city. CBS New York has now confirmed the Trump administration fired 8 immigration judges here in the city. The National Association of Immigration Judges says they were fired yesterday from the immigration court offices at 26 Federal Plaza. That building is where ICE has its New York City headquarters, immigration court, and where detainees have been held. The firings come after dozens of immigration judges across the country have been let go since January. CBS New York has now confirmed.
What do we have here? Operation Catahoula Crunch. I don't know what that means. DHS law enforcement has surged in. Is that like some kind of Louisiana food? Must be. DHS law enforcement. Maybe you guys tell me in the comments. Anyone from Louisiana, New Orleans area? What's the joke here? DHS law enforcement has been surging in New Orleans.
Individuals we are so Catahoula Crunch, which we are launching today down in New Orleans, we're first and foremost really focusing on those worst of the worst criminals, those criminals who have previously been locked up by local authorities, but then because New Orleans functions as a sanctuary city, those individuals were not released to ICE. They were instead released back onto New Orleans streets. So we're talking about child pedophiles who are on our list of targets, burglars, gang members, rapists. Those individuals we are highly targeting, and we will continue whether it be 5,000 arrests or beyond. So Catahoula Crunch, which...
Okay, so Catahoula most commonly refers to the Louisiana Catahoula leopard dog, named after its Choctaw word for sacred lake or similar term meaning clear water. The term can also refer to the Catahoula Parish or lake in Louisiana where the breed originated, and the dogs themselves are known for their distinctive spotted coats. There, that's the origin of that, but good news nonetheless. They are surging in Louisiana. DHS has announced a full suspension of immigration and naturalization from 19 countries. Elijah Schaefer, he says, good, I hate those people from Togo and Turkmenistan taking all our jobs. Okay. This is the official letter from the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Affected nations are Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Full suspension of immigration and naturalization from those nations. Sounds good to me. And apparently schools are emptying fast under Miami-Dade. Under Trump, Miami-Dade went from 14,000 new immigrant kids to just 2.5 thousand. Billions in taxpayer savings or a hit to diversity.
The same shift. Yeah, this is nuts. America is witnessing the biggest classroom attendance shift in modern history as enrollment from illegally present families plummets, instantly easing overcrowding and saving taxpayers billions of dollars, seemingly and shockingly overnight. Districts from Florida to Colorado to Massachusetts are all reporting the steepest declines in newcomer students in more than a decade, directly tied to stricter citizenship enforcement and voluntary departures under the current administration's policies. Miami-Dade saw enrollment from newly arrived families plunge from 14,000 to just 2,500, relieving an estimated $70 million in budgetary pressure. Denver dropped from 1,500 to 400, while Chelsea, Massachusetts fell from roughly 600 to 100. With Chelsea Mecklenburg reporting 20,000 missing students. Higher education is also seeing the same shift, with a 17% drop in foreign student enrollment as universities refocus on American applicants. Analysts say that fewer illegal crossings and tougher border controls are reshaping school populations, cutting overcrowding and stabilizing classrooms, even as some districts lose state funding tied to headcounts. Because for years, U.S. taxpayers have spent roughly $60 billion annually educating illegally present individuals.
More taxpayer money completely wasted. Yeah. So, we got Ilhan, crazy police chief, dude speaking Somali. Minneapolis is in big, big trouble. $250 million stolen, potential terror financing, a governor who looked the other way, a mayor who panders in foreign languages while the city burns through federal dollars. And now Trump is doing what local leaders refuse to do. He's actually enforcing the law. He's terminating protections for those who abuse them. He's shutting down the pipeline of fraud. See, Minneapolis thought it was untouchable. It thought that sanctuary policies would protect the grift forever. Well, that era has just officially ended. So let me be crystal clear about what's happening. This is not about targeting any community. This is about enforcing laws that were ignored for years. $250 million stolen from programs meant to feed children, funds potentially flowing to terrorists. And politicians like Tim Walz and Jacob Frey enabled it with their sanctuary policies and willful blindness. Trump just ended TPS for those who abused American generosity. He suspended immigration from 19 high-risk nations after a National Guard member was killed by an Afghan national. He's firing judges who rubber-stamped asylum claims, and he's sending ICE into cities that thought they were above the law. The fraud is over, and now the accountability has begun. And Minnesota will never be the same. My question for you, do you support Trump's crackdown on immigration fraud? Yes or no? Let's have a conversation in the comments. And while you're there, check out our merch shop. It's linked below.